Had some technical difficulties there. Back with you with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. After a penalty, it's a 2nd and 5 now for Phoenix. Down at the Newport 29-yard line. Dungy with 3 receivers out to his left. Lopez in the backfield. It's a swing pass, a backwards pass, and Lopez is in trouble, but he cuts back across field to the 35, upfield now to the 30, the 25, shaking tacklers to the 20, the 10. Is he going to get in? Cuts back into the end zone. Mateo Lopez. Couple of flags down on the play, though. Laundry all over the field. And that one's going to be coming back. You had to start wondering with a play that takes that long, but you still credit the running from Lopez. Lopez has been unstoppable tonight. That's going to bring him back. It's a 15-yard penalty on an illegal block. Still 21-0. But now it's going to bring up a 2nd and 17 for the Pirates. Back at the Newport 40-yard line. Lopez is going to get a break, and well-deserved after that. Walker in the backfield now. Dungy under center. Goff in the slot to the near side. The give on a trap play to Walker. Bowls over one of his own blockers. A flag down in the backfield. Pickup of almost 6 yards on the play by Walker, but this one looks likely to come back as well on a hold. And indeed it will. So the Pirates with a little bit of trouble getting out of the blocks here in the second half. Halftime between St. Mary's and Lost River. 41-0. St. Mary's up in that one. So as they move back after the holding penalty, oh man, I can't even do this math. The Phoenix is back in their own territory now. This is pretty much going to be chalked up to a 3rd and about forever. We're going to get 2nd down. Okay, 2nd down and forever. Put it this way, they've got to get to the 24-yard line of Newport to get a 1st down. I'm waiting for my buddies in there in the scorer's booth to try to do the math on this one. I think it's going to be about 25, 35 yards. There we go. Okay. So a 2nd and 35 for Phoenix. And they're having a little trouble with their formation here, so we're going to get a timeout. Not the way that Dave Johnson wanted to start this second half. But maybe he can regroup his guys here. I mean, so much of this is about mentality. You go into the half up 21-0. You haven't won a game in over an entire season, and it's easy for those guys' mind to wander. They might think they have this one all the way wrapped up already, just 2 quarters into it. And frankly, they kind of came out on this opening offensive possession looking that way, like they kind of just lost focus a little bit. You know, you can join up with Table Rock Sports and the NFHS network for the baseball and softball playoffs ahead coming up in May and June. A single 1-month $9.95 pass will get you access to all of our local teams' playoff games and coverage from all of the state basketball, baseball, softball tournaments, you name it. Championship excitement from Table Rock Sports and NFHS Network. Breaking the timeout, a 2nd and 35 here for the Pirates. Dungy will line up in the gun with Lopez to his right. 2 tight ends. Lopez motions out of the backfield, but movement up front. Ariel Lopez getting his name on the broadcast for reasons that I'm sure he would rather not. 8:05 left here in the third quarter. Phoenix up 21-0. So now we're facing a 2nd and 40 from all the way back at the Phoenix 37-yard line. Dungy will line up in the gun. Goff, the wide receiver, to the near side, up in tight on the line. Lopez motioning to the left out of the formation. Dungy to pass. Looking upfield, they're setting up a screen. Walker's open. He's going to cut upfield, across midfield, nearly up to the 50. Doesn't look like he quite got back into Newport territory, but picking up a decent chunk there to midfield is Mike Walker. Gain of 13 on the play. .740 left now in the third quarter. 3rd and 26 for Phoenix. Let's see. You don't have too many plays in the playbook for a 3rd and 26. But here at midfield, you're also probably looking at 4-down territory, especially with the way that you've been stopping Newport as a defensive unit. Offset eye, Lopez the tailback. Straight back to pass. Dungy rolls. They move the pocket. He's going to cut upfield now, try to make something out of nothing, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. So I said it might be 4-down territory, but with no gain on that play, I highly doubt it. They're probably not looking to pick up 25 yards on a 4th down. Punt unit on here. Colton Samus will be delivering his first punt of the evening. Austin Perry stands back deep at the 20-yard line for Newport. Heels on the 15 now, in fact. 6:45 left in this third quarter. Got some hollering down there for, I think, a player that might have taken a helmet off. Scramble here for Phoenix to get the punt unit on the field. Kick from Samus. Oh, beautiful boot. A spiral that lands at the 10-yard line and goes straight up in the air. Perry's going to field at the 7-yard line. Tries to juke a man, but no dice. Cam Corey, a great special teams tackle on punt coverage. He was joined by Nick Goff, and Mateo Lopez was also there to help corral Austin Perry. A 43-yard punt out of Colton Samus, returned for 5 yards, and that'll bring up a first down for Newport. They'll snap the ball with 6:27 left in the third quarter. Things have slowed down here a little bit here in the second half. So we're about the midway point in the third. Mateo Lopez accounting for 2 of Phoenix's touchdowns tonight. The third coming courtesy of a 30-yard strike from Zach Dungy to Nick Goff as we were closing out the first half. I think we're going to get a timeout. So that's going to send us to a break. On the John L. Scott scoreboard, 6:22 left in the third. Phoenix 21, Newport nothing. The Lithia Superstore game of the week.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
Coming back with a 1st and 10 here for Newport. Give straight ahead to a new back out of the backfield. Got some room to run across the 20. Up towards the first down marker. Jose Durantes getting his first carry of the evening. Inside the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter. Phoenix up 21-0. So Durantes in the backfield. The give from Everett. Durantes again. Spins off a tackler and is hit hard after picking up about 3 yards. Ryan Brumble in there on the hit once again. Big contact out of Brumble. Want to credit some of those other guys on the line too, like River Long down there. Ariel Lopez. The big fellas grinding it out. Marcelo Valadez as well. all doing great work up front to stop this Newport attack before they're able to cause any damage. Smith back in the game now for a 2nd and 8. Everett, shotgun snap, play fake, fires across the middle, incomplete. Intended for his tight end Luke Lozier, and a flag on the play. Like there was some jockeying for position between Lozier and Brumble on the coverage. It is going to be pass interference against the Pirates. $15-yard penalty will move the chains for Newport and set up a first down at their own 43-yard line. Berge split wide to the near side. Camden Galen up top. In the slot is Perry. Smith the back in the backfield. Here's Smith coming near side on a sweep. Coming in to blow up the play. Stack everything up. It's Mike Walker flying in to make the stop in the backfield. Two-yard loss on the play, sets up a 2nd and 10, I should say, back from the 41-yard line. 4 wide receivers now on the field for Everett and the Cubs, with Jayon Smith to his left in the backfield, out of the gun, operating from the right hash. Rolling to his left, looking, and he's just going to tuck it and run. He turns the corner, he's at midfield and gets out of bounds right there at the 50-yard line to set up a manageable 3rd down for the Cubs. Up top, Camden Galen just ran a hard in route and cleared out the entire defense, leaving plenty of room for Everett, who I think at this point is just looking to get some yardage. Threw an interception on the last possession. You have green like that in front of you, you got to go. 3rd and 3 here for Newport. Everett takes the snap, he fakes, he's going to keep it himself. He's close to the first down, and it looks like he's got it. Managing 4 yards on the play. Into Phoenix territory and good enough for a first down. 3:50 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Nate Goodyear, happy to be bringing you this broadcast of Phoenix football. Up, as you can see, 21-0. They've been dominant through the first 2.5 quarters. Everett on first down, gives to Smith. Hit just across the line of scrimmage. Picking up 3 yards on the play. Appreciate the gang tackling there. Sam Brumble this time coming in to make the hit. Second and 7 from the 43-yard line. Rolling right is Everett, looking, directing traffic, flips one out into the flat. A nice catch by Lozier, whose knee immediately goes to the ground. Just a little dump off into the flat. Be short of the first down, but not by much. Bring up a 3rd and 1. Shotgun for Everett. Durantis with the give, spins off a tackler and fights his way across the first down marker up to the 35-yard line of Phoenix. Once again, moving the chains for Newport, putting a little something together here on this drive as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Durantis has brought a burst of energy out of the backfield, a little shiftier than Jayon Smith. Phoenix has had a little trouble wrapping him up. Here's Durantis again. Shuffles his feet and is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Marcelo Valadez in on the play. Looks like there's a player down here for Phoenix. Cam Corey a little bit shaken up, and out comes the training staff. Clock stops with 1:39 left in the third quarter. 21-0 Phoenix on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Corey able to make his way off the field, pretty much under his own power. Feel like perhaps he just got the wind knocked out of him on that play. Moving ever so gingerly. I'm definitely not a doctor, but that's kind of the look of a guy that got knocked in the solar plexus. Headed to the Providence Sports Medicine training tent. We'll get a little bit of a break here as the two teams look to regroup after the injury. We'll let you know that it's time for former high school athletes to get back in the game. Please consider becoming an OSAA official. There's a serious shortage statewide in all sports at all levels. Remember the people that called your games in high school? I do. One of them was my dad. He's listening right now. Now it's your turn. Visit www.newofficials.org to learn how you can get back in the game. 2nd and 10 upcoming for Newport. Everett out of the gun. Durantes next to him in the backfield. 3 wide receivers slot to the right. Play fake, looking for Lozier, and it's down near his feet. He's unable to hang on. We'll bring up 3rd down. Everett out of the gun again. Durantes to his left this time. 4 wide receivers. Rolling to his left. He's got a man in the flat where it's caught by Traxon Lucchini. Picking up 9 on the play, close to the first down marker. It's going to depend on the spot. Noah Solnardi coming in off the sidelines, giving Big Joe Boehnert a breather. Looks like the mark is about 6 inches shy here. 4th and half a yard upcoming for Newport. Obviously going to go for it at this point, down 21-0. Minute 25 left in the third quarter. Everett looks, finds Durantes, but nothing doing. Mateo Lopez with a tackle for a huge loss. Lopez making his presence known on both sides of the ball, and Phoenix will take over on downs. Lopez sniffed out the swing pass right from the get-go. So it was 21-0 at halftime. It remains 21-0 with 1:19 left in the third quarter. The pace of this game has slowed a little bit here in the third. Phoenix would love nothing more than to march right down the field, punch one in, and in all likelihood put this game out of reach. Especially with this offense, you'd imagine they'd be able to chew up maybe 4 or 5 minutes doing so. Lopez and Walker in the backfield and an offset eye. Whistles before the snap. Motion penalty against the Pirates will back them up 5. Finally made it to halftime at Crater, up 35-7 on Willamette. 1st and 15 now for the Pirates. Goff in the slot is now going to move closer to the formation. In tight now is an extra tight end on the left side. Back to pass is Dungy, steps up in the pocket, he's swallowed up, tries to fall forward, pick up a few kind of garbage yards there. Able to pick up 1, maybe 2 on the play. Took a little bit of a shot there at the end, did Dungy. 2nd and 14 upcoming from the Phoenix 32. 28, I should say. I'm doing my math on the wrong side of the field. .42 is the yard line to gain here for the Pirates. Goff in the slot in a 2-wide set. Lopez the tailback. Dungy setting up a screen, and he fires it off the back of one of his linemen. Good job there to just throw that one away. It developed a little too slowly. The defense was in on him, and it was Hunter Croy, the lineman that got his back on the ball. We'll get his name out there because the linemen don't get their names said much. And if his folks aren't here and they're watching at home, there's your boy getting himself in on a smart play that ended up going for nothing. 3rd and 14 now for Phoenix. 53 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Same formation now. Baynard, your tight end, is down to the near side. Phoenix is going to switch things up pre-snap. Dungy will operate out of the gun. Flanked by Walker and Lopez. Flags flying in. Flags. Looked like a delay of game penalty that time for Phoenix. We'll back him up another 5. A lot of penalties here in the 3rd quarter for the Pirates. Dungy to pass. He's looking deep. He's got a man downfield. He fires looking for Goff. Jump ball. Couldn't get his hands on it. Defended by Austin Perry, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Quick 3 and out there for Phoenix. Well, I say quick. I mean, they went 3 and out, but there was nothing quick about it with the multiple penalties. They'll punt it away with 46 seconds left here in the 3rd. Kick from Samus is a wobbler headed straight towards the sideline. Like it's out of bounds at about the 46. Didn't even get it into Newport territory. Fair catch called for by Ryan Brumble on the Phoenix sidelines. So this could be a potential turning point in this game. 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Phoenix up 21-0. But after several penalties and a poor punt, Newport able to take over in Phoenix territory, and if they're able to punch one in here quickly, it's a 2-score game in the 4th quarter, and suddenly there's signs of life for Newport, so this is a very big defensive possession for Phoenix. Everett out of the gun. He gives to Durantis, looking for a sweep. He's got nothing doing, though. He's met behind the line and wrapped up by Mike Walker. Marcelo Valadez also in there on the play. A loss of 3, maybe 4, bringing up a 2nd down. 4-yard loss, 2nd and 14. That was a play that burned Phoenix early on in the ball game. That time they were waiting for it. Durantis the back. Everett to the flat. He's got his man turning the corner at the 40, down to the 35, cuts back into the 30, and is finally wrapped up. Traxon Lucchini with a nice run and catch, finally stopped by Sam Brumble, making the stop along the sidelines. But not before a big gain, brings it down to the Phoenix 27-yard line. 1st down, Newport. That's going to do it on the 3rd quarter of play. So as we head to the 4th, on the John L. Scott scoreboard, it's Phoenix 21, Newport 0, the Lithia Superstore game of the week. I want to thank you all for joining us across TableRockSports.net. Nate Goodyear thrilled to be bringing this game to you. Now's a good time to let you fans know that you can stop into any of the 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, Siskiyou Cellular has been keeping customers connected to people and things that matter most. Check out the latest individual, family, and business plans with all the latest smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and accessories. Siskiyou Cellular, presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports. First down upcoming to open up the final quarter of play for Newport. Should they punch one in here, we might have a ball game on our hands. Offense has been stagnant so far, but here to pass over the middle comes up short and is, I'd say, dropped by Traxon Lucchini, but he didn't have a particularly good angle at that ball. Mateo Lopez on the coverage, knocking it away. Second down. Gives straight ahead on the play, goes to Jayon Smith. Dropped at the line of scrimmage. Actually looks like he lost a yard, bringing up a 3rd and 11. Jefferson finally on the board against North Medford, but North Medford still up 27-14 in that contest. 3rd and 11, Everett rolls out. Looking into the flat, he's got Lucchini, who turns upfield at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, trucks a couple of tacklers, picks up a first down, and a nice run and catch once again by Traxon Lucchini. Wee bit of sloppy tackling by the Phoenix Pirates. And that's going to be right on the edge. I don't think it's going to be 1st and goal. It's not. They're just behind the 10-yard line. But the Cubs are marching here with an opportunity to pull within 2 scores. Here's Smith. Wrapped up initially by Ryan Brumble before spinning his way forward for a gain of 4 yards on the play. So that will be 2nd and goal. They're going to drop the sticks down to the 6-yard line. Everett directing traffic into the back of the end zone, just out of reach for his man who was open on the play. Taylor Berge just couldn't quite get to it. That'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. You can see the strategy here to try to get the freshman Everett comfortable. Shuffle the pocket around, move him around, just try to get him some open throwing lanes. Unfortunately, just a few too many missed connections so far for Newport. 4 down territory, almost certainly. 3rd and goal from the 6. Looking out, pump fakes, trying to set up a screen and fires it a little too hard off his man Smith. The pass falls incomplete. Phoenix line sniffing out that screen nicely. Now Smith will leave the field in favor of Durantes here on this 4th down. Pretty much no choice but to go for it here if you're Newport. 3 points doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Not with the way that this Phoenix offense is able to chew up the clock. 4th and goal, here it comes. Everett from the gun. Looking, misfires. Intended for Luke Lozier. Broken up on the play by Mateo Lopez, and Newport turns it over on downs. 10:08 left in the fourth quarter. North Medford just answered back. A 73-yard kickoff return by Devin Brad for a touchdown puts North up 35-14 on Jefferson. Zach Dungy leads the troops onto the field for a first down from the 6-yard line, backed up in their own territory. Toss to Lopez. He's going to have to cut up field and just try to stay out of the end zone. Stacked up big in the backfield. Met initially by Jordan Lewis. Followed in by 2 or 3 more Newport players. Loss on the play is going to bring up a 2nd and 14 for Phoenix. Lopez already over the century mark. A couple of touchdowns rushing coming early on in the ball game. Nowhere to go on that play, however. It's a risky play call when you're backed up against your own end zone to run a toss out like that, and credit Lopez for just being able to get himself out of trouble. Dungy under center. He's going to look to pass into the flat. Dangerous pass, but caught by Mike Walker. Close to first down yardage across the 15. Marked at the 18-yard line. So it'll all be dependent on the spot. But Dungy had to thread the needle to get it in between the coverage there, and that's not an easy catch for Walker. He had to turn his body, had his back to the defense, made the play in traffic. But it looks like we've got a flag back there. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it. It was in the shadow. Yet another holding penalty against Phoenix. That's going to back them right up against the goal line. 2nd and a long way to go. That's about as long as 15 yards gets. Maybe it's closer to 18. That's why it's a long 15 yards. 18's bigger than 15. Little confusion here in the formation. Dungy under center. The tailback is Lopez. Back to pass. Looking to the flat. He's got a man Walker. Turns the corner at the 10. Cuts back to the inside to the 20. Now to the 25, where he's brought down and knocked out of bounds by Mitchell Johnson. Mike Walker moving the sticks. Phoenix gets themselves some breathing room down to the 27-yard line. Walker, a very effective blocking back, but he's also shown how valuable he can be as a receiver out of the backfield. Picking up the first down there. 8:56 left in the fourth quarter. Lopez, the tailback. There's the give on a counter play. Lopez dragging tacklers across the 30-yard line up to the 31. Picking up 4 on the play. Second and 6 upcoming for the Pirates. Would pretty much expect this to be the Mateo Lopez show from here on out. Phoenix just trying to wrap themselves up their first win of the season. Lopez, the tailback, behind Walker, the fullback. Baynard, your tight end on the near side. Ruiz in motion across the formation. Lopez, lots of patience in the hole, bursts through. He's up towards the first down marker. Tumbles his way forward, stopped by Gus Garcia, but it's more than enough for a Phoenix first down. Timeout on the field. Phoenix is going to get their bearings together. 7:47 left to go in the fourth quarter. Phoenix up 21-0 on your John L. Scott scoreboard. This is the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, brought to you on TableRockSports.net. We know you like access to our games on your mobile devices, sports fans, but how many of you knew, and be honest because I'm counting here, how many of you knew we had an app for that? Okay, I didn't hear any answers, but the response should be all of you because I brought it up at the very top of the broadcast, and I'm going to do it again here. We do have an app for that. The TRS app is available through the Apple and Android stores. Be sure to check out TableRockSports.com each week for our features and our news feeds updated daily. Follow at Table Rock Sports on Twitter and Instagram. Started off as a beautiful night here in Phoenix, and it stayed that way as the sun has gone down. Temperature at kickoff was about 80 degrees. Got ourselves down into the mid-70s here, 74. Here's a give on a first down play. Nick Goff cuts up field, spins his way off a tackler. He's at midfield and into Newport territory. Good for another Pirates first down. Shifty running by the senior wide receiver. Moving the sticks for the Pirates and keeping the clock going inside 7.5 minutes left to play. Taking their time is Phoenix. They'll snap the ball with about 7 minutes left. Lopez the lone setback. Goff in motion. Fake to Goff. Give to Lopez, who's tripped up behind the line but falls forward for no gain. Simple trap play there from Phoenix, but sniffed out nicely by the Newport defensive line. Walker back on the field, replacing wide receiver Justin Wilcox. Second and 10 upcoming from midfield. Breaking the huddle with 6:20 left in the fourth quarter. 6:10 now. Play fake. Dungy looking downfield, and he's just going to throw it away. Good coverage there. Austin Perry locking up Mike Walker. Then downfield, Mitchell Johnson was doing a nice job on Davon Ruiz. Clock stops with 6:03. Three quarters complete between Grants Pass and Summit. Grants Pass up 12-7 in that one. Third and 10 upcoming from midfield here for Phoenix. First down here would go a long way towards putting this game on ice. Dungy with a play fake. He rolls out a nice fake. He's going to try to take it himself. He lowers his shoulder and manages to pick up 2 yards. I think he thought there was a little bit more grass in front of him than there really was. Gus Garcia coming up to make the stop, and that'll bring up a fourth down. So we'll see Dave Johnson's punt unit here for Phoenix. Colton Samus into punt. Back deep is Austin Perry. Samus had a beautiful 43-yarder earlier that pinned Newport deep back inside the 10 in their own territory. A shift in the formation here leads to a flag. So now the ball will be spotted at the Phoenix 47-yard line. Perry with his heels on the 20. Newport looking like they're ready to bring the house. Samus's punt. The wobbler that's picked up at the 25 by Perry, and he's dropped immediately at the 30 by Mateo Lopez. Another tackle for Lopez. He's got an interception, 2 rushing touchdowns, over 100 yards on the ground, and a nice tackle there on special teams. So Newport takes over with 5:09 left to play in the ball game. They're trailing 21-0 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 32. Everett remains at quarterback, but the tailback now is Carson Braxling, a 5'11", 160-pound sophomore, getting some run in the backfield. He takes the give up the middle, fights past the line of scrimmage, picks up 3, maybe 4 on the play, before running headfirst into that defensive line. Once again, Ryan Brumble helping lead the charge, as well as Marcelo Valadez. Second and 7. Give this time trying to go wide was Braxling. Nothing doing there. He loses a few yards. Julius Bolstad getting in on the tackle. First time we've called his name tonight. Freshman defensive lineman getting a little bit of action, and it looks like some of the youngsters are going to get a little bit of run here for Phoenix as they try to finish this one off. 4 minutes left to play. 3rd and 8 now, and that pass incomplete off the hands of Perry. Just once again off target was Everett. He's gotten a little more zip on his passes as the game has gone by, but still just kind of struggling to hit the target, and on comes the punt unit for Newport. Mitchell Johnson handles the punting duties for Newport. Back deep to return is Ruiz with his toes on his own 42 or 38-yard line, I should say. It's a low end-over-end kick that gets a fortuitous bounce for Newport. It'll be down at the Phoenix 31-yard line. Clock stopped with 3:55 left to play here at Phoenix High School. The Pirates up 21-0, seeking their first win since October 28th of 2017. That was a playoff victory right here at home against the Newport Cubs. Their good luck charm down with them. It's an awfully long trip to do Phoenix a favor, but we'll take it. They've done a good job of keeping themselves alive in this one, but just haven't been able to muster anything offensively. Here's Samus with a quarterback scramble across midfield, shucking tacklers down to the 30. Foot race to the 20. Cuts back inside at the 10. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Pirates. A 69-yard touchdown run from Colton Samus, the sophomore quarterback. His first touch of the ball game, and he takes it all the way to the house. 27-0 Pirates, and that one should put this game on ice. Braun's extra point. Oh, he hit the upright. Well, 3 out of 4 aren't bad. So the score remains 27-0 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Phoenix up over Newport. The Lithia Superstore game of the week has turned out very well for Phoenix with 3:32 left to play in the ball game. They look to pretty much have this one wrapped up, but unfortunately it looks like there's a player down. Not that there's ever a good time for a player to get hurt, but you definitely hate to see it happen when the game is, for the most part, stopped being competitive. That's going to give us an opportunity to step aside here on TableRockSports.net. Phoenix 27, Newport 0. We'll be back after this.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
Back with you here at Jack Woodward Field. It was Antonio Fenn, a junior lineman that was down after the extra point, being helped off the field here. He appears to be okay. 3:32 remaining in the contest. Phoenix well on the way to their first win of the season. They're up 27-0 over Newport. Got to thank you for joining us on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. I'm Nate Goodyear, thrilled to bring it to you from Phoenix High School. Most recent touchdown coming off a 69-yard scamper from Colton Samus. Just a quarterback keeper, and he did it all himself. He got some good blocking downfield, but he had to make some guys miss, and he had to beat a few fellas to the end zone too. A nice run from Samus to put Phoenix up 27-0. Before the kickoff here, go ahead and let you know that you can get your crunch on with crispy, crunchy chicken. It's available at My Circle K. That's a game winner right there. Find them, follow them, kick back with them at mycirclek.com. I grabbed some crispy, crunchy chicken on the way in. There's a Circle K right there at the Phoenix exit, within walking distance here from the high school. That was my dinner tonight. And now you know the rest of the story. Coming up next for Phoenix next week, they're on the road in Sweet Home, taking on the Huskies of Sweet Home High School. Should have that one for you right here on TableRockSports.net. Kickoff bounces at the 20 before being picked up by Perry, who's got a little bit of room to run, and now he's untouched down the sideline before being tripped up and pushed out of bounds at the 48 just before midfield. So Marcus Everett will lead his offense out onto the field with 3:26 left to play. Phoenix trying to put the finishing touches on their first victory of the season here in their home opener. But not before a timeout from Phoenix. Let's see, what kind of sponsors haven't we heard from yet? How about the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery? They provide professional, personal, and compassionate care to their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal, ouch, and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781. 3 quarters complete in Central Point. Crater's up big, 42-7. Third quarter between North Medford and Jefferson. North's up 42-22, and St. Mary's just stomping Lost River 48-0 at the end of 3 quarters. South Medford also up right now, 16-13. Fourth quarter there. 3:26 left to play here. It's a 1st and 10 upcoming for Newport. They trail 27-0 to your Phoenix Pirates. Everett looking for Perry. That ball was tipped by Colton Samus, who's had himself a nice little second half here with some extended run on the field. Flexing to his friends in the crowd. Fun crowd here in Phoenix tonight. They got the marching band doing their thing, and A lot of students here that are fired up, ready to see the home opener, and happy to see the hometown boys looking good this evening. Direct snap. Taken across the line of scrimmage by Carson Braxling, his second carry of the game. Manages to pick up 5 on the play. That'll bring up a third down. Now at the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Braxling remains in the game. Perry in the slot to the near side. Fumbled snap. Everett's going to have to do it himself. Manages to juke a couple guys. Tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. Spins forward. Was hit initially by Heath Henson on the play. Managed to twirl his way ahead for a gain of 1. We'll bring up a 4th and 4. Newport almost surely going to go for it here. Chance Sherrill getting into the ball game now, replacing Alexis Mazzano as part of the Phoenix defense. Eli Page down here playing cornerback on the near side. Looks like maybe Martin Scala is in the game playing the far side cornerback on the left up there. Everett looking deep, and he overfires his receiver Perry. Turnover on downs. Phoenix will take over. It looked like a miscommunication there between the quarterback and his wide receiver. Everett was throwing deep. Perry was stopping short. Phoenix looked to just run this one down. 1:56 left on the clock. First and 10 Pirates from their own 49-yard line. Samus will remain the quarterback. Substitution issues here for the Pirates. 27-0 your score. Alexis Mazzano in the backfield now. He's the tailback with Samus under center. We're going to get a delay of game penalty before we even get started. It looked like too many men on the field that time, so not the delay of game. Still a 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15. Samus the quarterback. Who else do we got out there? River Long getting some action at fullback. He'll line up in front of Mazzano. Give to Mazzano. Straight ahead. Picks up a yard on the play. Just kind of trying to burn clock here as Phoenix, but I think they're going to have to pick up a first down at some point if they want to finish this game with the ball. Eli Page, the wide receiver, down here to the near side. Up top, it's Eric Peltier getting into the ball game. Samus, a give straight ahead. Bouncing off a couple of tacklers as the big man, River Long, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but was hit hard, and he's down. His helmet came off immediately. That was a big shot he took after kind of getting propped up. Now he's down on his hands and knees. So training staff comes to take a look. There he pops back up onto his feet. And you can see he had a good lean getting through the hole, but then someone kind of stood him up a little bit from behind, and he took a shot, presumably right underneath his chin strap. Nice to see River Long coming off the field, a freshman tight end, listed at 6'1", 120, getting some run at fullback. 3rd and 11 upcoming for the Pirates. Clock ticking now inside a minute. Samus under center. There's a pitch out wide. Trying to turn the corner, spin, flag on the play. Alexis Mazzano fights his way up across midfield towards the 45-yard line of Newport. And it looks like this one's going to be coming back. .42 seconds left to play. So the penalty there backs Phoenix up quite a ways, back to their own 37-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and a long way. Clock on the move, 35 seconds now. Toss the other way to Mazzano. He's going to go straight head up with the tackler. He wrestles him to the ground. Taylor Berge not afraid to stick his face in there. 20 seconds left to play. That'll bring up a 4th down. So if this doesn't finish it right here, if this doesn't run out the clock, it will certainly be the last play of the game on a punt. And I think that's what they're going to do, is just let this one run out. And that's going to do it. The final gun on a Phoenix Pirates victory. Their first since October of 2017. Victorious over the visiting Newport Cubs. Your final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard: Phoenix 27, Newport nothing. Thank you for joining us on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with the post game after this on TableRockSports.net. All right, we're back here in the post-game scrum. Phoenix getting a well-fought victory this evening, 27-0 your final. Everyone's happy down there in the far corner. They're going to be partying in Phoenix tonight. This group able to get their first victory of the season and their first victory for quite a while. 0-8 last season, 0-1 to start this season, and they're off to a good start. You know, last week was tough. Cascade Christian is a really tough team, and I think that it probably brought out the best in Phoenix this week. It wasn't as though there weren't shortcomings in this game. You know, some of the things we saw, quite a few penalties and a bit of sloppy ball security a little bit from Phoenix, but they were able to execute. Mateo Lopez had a huge game, well over 100 yards on the ground, a 56-yard touchdown run to open the game. Then was able to punch it in from 4 yards out as well later in the second quarter. But then he picked off a ball in the second quarter, or in the second half, I should say, and had a couple of big hits on the defensive side too. So Lopez, I think for what we got to say is Lopez has got to be our player of the week this week. He was absolutely fantastic. Our Southern Oregon Sports Commission player of the game tonight, Mateo Lopez. Travel Medford and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission are working to help fans know their role. Learn more at travelmedford.com/Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Quick rundown of the scoring. We mentioned the 56-yard touchdown from Lopez, followed it up later with a 4-yard touchdown run, and then right before the half, Zach Dungy found Nick Goff on a 30-yard seam right up the center of the field with no defenders in sight. Then it was capped off here in the fourth quarter with a 69-yard touchdown run from sophomore quarterback Colton Samus, who was getting a little bit of run in the game, thanks to the fact that Phoenix had pretty much put this one away by the time we entered the fourth quarter. The score was only 21-0, but unfortunately for Newport, they were just not showing many signs of life on the offensive side of the football. So Phoenix with a dominant victory here this evening. So I would say that probably about wraps it up for us. Big fun for the Phoenix crowd tonight. Everyone involved in that, these Phoenix players getting their first win of the season. I've got to thank Lucinda here. What's your last name, Lucinda? Say it in the microphone. It's okay.
Ulrich.
Lucinda Ulrich, running the camera for me tonight. She handles all the television and that type of stuff here for Phoenix High School. She's got a whole group of kids that she does a great job with, and she was here to help me tonight bring this game to you on TableRockSports.net. So a couple things we got to get to before finish things off. We want to thank you for watching today's broadcast. Be sure and download the free TableRockSports.net app and watch the replay of this game free on your mobile devices. We'd like to thank Phoenix High School Athletic Director Dave Earhart for doing everything he can for us. He really goes above and beyond to help us out with these broadcasts, and for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net and today's broadcast. Special thanks to both our coaches, Dave Johnson of Phoenix and Rod Lozier of Newport. Long trip home to Newport tonight, but we hope the boys make it there safe. We hope you enjoyed the free broadcast made possible by our sponsors' support. And we want to remind you again to tune into News 10, KTVL Channel 10 TV, Friday at 11:10. That's tonight for Friday Night Football with the Joe Brett. It says that on the read here. The Joe Brett, Brian Schnee, and Demi DeSoto. You'll see highlights from our Table Rock Sports teams that only Channel 10 will have. And you can also watch for teams live on set each week on Friday Night Football. So again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard: Phoenix 7, Newport nothing. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. I'm Nate Goodyear saying thanks for watching and good night from Phoenix High School here in Phoenix, Oregon.